So close. So close. So close.
Help.
I just gotta do the last part. It's hot. Picture this. You find your dream home in Raleigh. After a couple of days of negotiating, the seller finally accepts an offer that you're both happy with. So you sign the contract and hand over a check for $5,000. And then just 2 days later, the inspection reveals a $30,000 foundation issue. Yes. So at that point, you decide to walk away, which is absolutely your right. But then you realize you're never getting that $5,000 back. Now, imagine if it wasn't $5,000, but instead $10,000 or $25,000 or even $100,000. Would you walk away from that amount of money? In most states, that sounds like a total scam that could never happen, right? But in North Carolina, it's just another Tuesday. Hey everyone, it's Becky Durant with Dream Team Realty Group, and today we're talking about the due diligence fee. It is the most misunderstood, most expensive part of buying a home in the Tar Heel State. And if you don't understand exactly what you're signing, you're literally handing away thousands of dollars with zero guarantee of a house. Yes, you heard me right. Hey y'all, before we dive into how this non-contingent system works and how to protect your wallet, do me a huge favor, hit that like button and subscribe. We put out content every single week to make sure you don't get burned in this market. Okay, so let's rewind a little bit and break it down simply. In North Carolina, when you make an offer, you typically deal with two different buckets of money. First is the earnest money. This is held in escrow, typically by the closing attorney, chosen by the buyer. If you back out for any valid reason during your investigation or due diligence period, there is a chance of recovering these funds. The second bucket is the due diligence fee. Now, listen closely. This check goes directly to the seller and is expected in full the day the contract is signed by all parties. It does not sit in a protected account. The seller can go ahead and cash it immediately, spend it, put it in their savings account, do whatever they want with it. Either way, it needs to be liquid, and once you hand it over, it's the sellers to do with what they want. So why does the due diligence deposit exist at all in North Carolina? Well, you can think of it as buying the right to change your mind. By paying this fee up front, the seller agrees to take the home off the market for a set period called the due diligence period. Yes, extra confusing because you've got the due diligence fee and the due diligence period, which is basically just your inspection period. Anyways, this allows you to do inspections, appraisals, and get your loans. The good news is that if or when you close on the house, any money, including the due diligence fee and the earnest money fee that you put towards these deposits, it's credited towards your purchase price. But if you walk away for any reason or no reason at all, the seller is entitled to keep your due diligence money as compensation for the time their home was off the market. So this is the part where buyers, especially out-of-state buyers, get tripped up. Most other states have contingencies. If your financing falls through, you get your money back. If the house doesn't appraise, you get your money back. If inspections don't pass, you get your money back. But those don't apply in North Carolina. North Carolina uses a standard offer to purchase and contract that is essentially a non-contingent contract. Once you are under contract, that due diligence fee is non-refundable, no matter what. Did your appraisal come in too low? Well, if you can't negotiate a lower price or pay the difference out of pocket, guess what? You lose that due diligence deposit. And depending on timing, you might possibly lose your earnest money deposit as well. Did your loan get denied just 2 days after you go under contract? Due diligence forfeited. This is also a good time to pause and mention that getting a loan pre-approval versus a loan pre-qualification before you submit that contract is extra important in North Carolina because of the due diligence deposit. Did you change your mind because the neighborhood is too loud? Or because the inspection reveals black mold, asbestos, or a family of raccoons living in the crawl space? Can you walk away from the contract? Yep. Will you lose your due diligence deposit?
Yup.
Okay, so let me stop and clarify something real quick here. There is a clause in the North Carolina offer to purchase and contract that states that if the seller is in breach of the contract that you both have signed, The buyer can not only walk away, you also have the right to be refunded any monies that you've put forward, including the due diligence deposit, the earnest money deposit, any inspections that you've had done already, and or appraisal. Now, that being said, unless the seller decides they no longer want to sell you the home, it is really difficult to prove they have breached the contract. A lot of times it's a he said, she said, what did the seller know? And even then, you're having to go through the court system, spending more time and more money, and it's really just a huge headache, hoping that the judge rules in your favor and they fork the money back over to you. It's not fun and it's not easy. So understanding what's at stake ahead of time is so critical. What makes the due diligence fee even more unique is that there is no set or typical percentage or number. It's all determined by the market we are currently in. So for example, in 2020 and 2021, due diligence fees skyrocketed because it was one of the very few line items on the offer to purchase and contract that buyers could leverage over other buyers in order to win a multiple offer situation. I mean, we're talking $20,000 to $50,000 was normal. $100,000 to $150,000 was not out of the question. And this is the non-refundable due diligence fee that we're talking about. Right now in 2026, we're seeing due diligence fees stabilize and reduce quite a bit more than back then and in recent years, but they can still range quite a bit depending on the home price, buyer demand on that home and in that area, and the specific location that you're looking in. Hey guys, if this sounds intimidating, it's because it is. If you're planning a move in North Carolina and want someone to help you navigate these numbers without losing your shirt, reach out to us via the link in the description. We'd love to help you strategize your offer so you feel comfortable and confident in the numbers that you're submitting. Okay, let's talk about the signed, sealed, delivered reality. When you sign that contract, you are legally committing to that fee. And as I mentioned previously, even if you think the seller lied about the age of the roof or that the house has a massive termite infestation, getting that due diligence fee back is incredibly difficult and stressful. The due diligence fee isn't a scam, but it is a pay-to-play system. It protects sellers from flaky buyers, but it puts all of the financial weight and burden on your shoulders as the buyer. Before you sign that contract, you need to ask yourself, am I okay with losing this specific dollar amount if this house turns out to be a lemon? Also, if there's any concern prior to submitting your offer that something might show up on the inspection report that's a deal breaker, you do not need to be submitting a ton of due diligence. Buying real estate in North Carolina is a high stakes game, and you shouldn't play it alone. If you're looking to buy or sell in the next 90 days, click the link below to book a free strategy call with our team. We would love to walk you through the current market norms for fees in the specific area that you're looking in, so that you can win the house without losing your mind. Don't forget to like this video if it helped clear up the confusion, and subscribe for more North Carolina real estate secrets. And if you're considering a move to North Carolina, be sure to watch our video called "What Will It Really Cost to Relocate to North Carolina?" where Sam breaks down all expenses, including some unexpected ones that you wouldn't think of, that you will definitely want to factor in for your relocation. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.